Hey guys, it's Maymay and I'm back with the stamp wheel, but today I'm going to show you how to use it for stenciling, and I could not be more excited because look, these are the stencil I'm going to use. Aren't they cute? Do they look familiar? Do the patterns that you're seeing look kind of familiar? Let me show you why. This set is called the quilt block set from Altenew, and look, these stencils make these quilt blocks. You know I had to get this one, right? We had to. And for the first stencil to play with on our mat, on this little guy, we're using it. So there's 4 different ones. Okay, let me show you a little, let me do that one more time. There's 4 different ones right here, right? So I've got this one, this one, this one, and this one. And the way you know is by their numbers, okay? So this one says it's number 1. It's etched on the top. And so I want to make that one to start with. The other cool thing is, look right here what they did. Like if you wanted to try to do this exact, sorry, there was a glare. If you wanted to do this exact one, they even gave you the colors down here to emulate. And they even told you where the words came from. So that's pretty cool. All right, we're going to do number 1. Now, I went ahead and put a piece of cardstock down onto the surface, and you remember, or if you don't know, I have a video showing you where I opened this and use it for the first time. We'll link that for you, and I give you a pretty good explanation of what this is. But this is like a big old photopolymer stamp, and it's sticky on the back, but you can peel off and reposition. It's fantastic. So I've already stuck a piece of cardstock down. Now I'm gonna stick this guy down. Now, I don't know that this is going to work, but I'm going to try to make a card out of this without having to cut my quilt block out, but I may have to cut it out, and that's no big deal. Now, if you're wondering where you're supposed to start, do you see that I have this section here, this section, this one, and then this one? There's 4 quadrants, okay? And on the back of the sheet, it shows you start with the first, which is all the squares. Then you're going to do this one once and turn it, and then you're going to do this one, and you'll get that, okay? Now I've chosen some wild colors. I'm going to be using some wild colors, but that's okay. I think it'll be pretty. And I'm going to use my pouncers from Picket Fence. Now here's what I want to show you. This guy works great with stencils because look, it sticks down and you don't have to use any tape or anything. And even better, I want to protect this top portion of the cardstock because I don't want to get ink on it, and I'm using my pouncer so I can't get super precise. So I'm just going to lay a piece of cardstock up here, just a strip of cardstock, and let it stick on that photopolymer. And I'm going to do the same over here, just so that I'm covering the cardstock underneath. Let that stick on that photopolymer and hold that. And because I'm going to be pouncing, those should be fine. All right, so the first color I want to use based on what they did is they used the blue. So we'll do the same. These are the ones I'm going to use. Is that going to bother y'all being in camera? It will if they're upside down, I promise you that. I'll leave them there for you to see them. All right, Warm Breeze, absolutely a beautiful blue color. We're going to start with that one, and I'm going to take my pouncer, I'm going to dip it into my Warm Breeze, okay, and I'm just going to put my finger here to hold that there, and I'm going to pounce, and I'm just going to pounce those open holes just like this. Now, if you are afraid of getting into that other piece down here, you might want to put something over it to protect it too, but I'm trying to be very gentle so I can avoid it. I am going to get my fingers, not a big deal. These pouncers are so good for this. They just make this so easy. You can be pretty precise with them too. All right, so there's the first layer. Let's do another one. Now this will just peel off of here. Go slow, just peel it off, but look at that, and no tape, no nothing. It's perfect. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to rotate this around, and what you're going to do is line up that center mark, and you want to get those squares right in line with these squares. Do you see that? That's what we're trying to do there. And I think for these squares, I'm going to use the pink. I think that'll be pretty. So I'm going to tap this down here, and I'm just going to tap, and I don't even need those pieces I had protecting because I'm not there right now. So do that just like that. Then I'm going to rotate it. So I'm going to pick my stencil up again. Did you notice I didn't even really press my stencil down? I just kind of let it grab in a couple spots and it was fine. All right, now here I've got to get a little creative. I've got to go this direction, but I think it's still going to be fine because I can stick that down like so. Let me check that placement. That's good. All right, so that's that section done. Look how neat that is. Oh, that's so pretty. All right, then we're going to do the next one, which is this guy. Now here we want to line it up. You'll see when it lines up, you want to line it up so that all the other colors are covered. And I'm going to tap that down here. keeping my fingers out of the ink if I can. So you see how I've got the little white pieces showing, a little white open area showing in between the dots. You're just it's really easy, guys. You're just lining that up. And I think I'm gonna do this section in purple. Now I am hanging over at the top. So I think I'm gonna lay this here just to protect my cardstock up there. And I'll hold that there while I tap. You know, one thing that might be good here is where you get kind of close to that second section, it might be a good idea to put maybe a Post-it note down on top of that next section, just to be safe. All right, pick this up. I love this 4-part stencil because it's like we reveal something every time we ink. I think that's cool. Look how sticky that is. I just love that. Oh my goodness, look how beautiful. I got out, but I bet I can fix that with my ink blender. We'll see, we'll see. All right, and then the last one is this guy. And all we want to leave open are the blank spaces. So I'm trying to get that lined up as best I can. Stick that down. I'm going to clean my fingers so that I feel like I got ink on them. And now we get to use the orange. Same thing. I'm going to place this at the top to protect the top section. Now I'm going to put it to the side to protect this little edge. All right, let's reveal it and see what we got. Isn't that awesome how that holds that down? Look how I'm having to pull it up. Look at that beautiful square. Oh my goodness, it is so pretty. Let me try to clean that ink. I would get one little spot of ink. So this is my mono sand eraser, and it looks like I am able to get it off, but I want to show you something. I do not want that residue going here. I probably should have pulled this off to do that. So what I'm gonna do is pick it up and I'm just gonna blow that away from the sticky area. So I was able to get it off. Look how beautiful that is. Won't this be a cute, quick card? You could do this all night long. You could do so many different colors with your inks, so many different variations. I just love how that turned out. I think that's cool. I also think that this is awesome for your stenciling because it holds your stencil in place so well. Now, something I want to caution you about. You notice that I didn't get ink off the edges onto the stamp wheel, but if I did, if your ink normally stains, it will stain this. Matter of fact, I'll show you. Let's put some ink down. Just do that and get some ink to stick. Okay, now I use this ink on my stamps all the time. This is Versaclear and I use it all the time. What I'm gonna do is put down some squeaky clean and I'm gonna use a microfiber or a lint-free cloth and clean this. And that did really well. There might be a little bit of staining there, but it's not really bad. And I'm gonna be able to live with that, okay? But if your ink normally stains, it probably will too when you're doing your stenciling. Not a big deal. It doesn't change the effectiveness of the platform itself. It just might have some stains on there. Let me show you this as well. So this is a background stencil that I have. And one thing I want to caution you about. So this is a waffle flower stencil, but I was watching one of Simon's videos and he says that his stencils have kind of a backer or a kind of a layer on them so they won't be perfectly clear. And the way you know it is one side is glossy and one side is matte. So you might want to pay attention to that. I don't think this one is that way, but if you do have one that has those kind of extra piece so you can find it on your work surface, it might peel off on here. So be mindful of that. But look what we can do. Literally no tape. I put a piece of cardstock down. I'm going to place this guy down. I'm going to try to line it up as straight as I can here before I stick it, because once it's stuck, I mean, it sticks. And that's fantastic. That's what we want, right? That's the whole point of this thing. So I'm pretty messy, so I'm just gonna do this number to kind of help protect my surface because I don't want to have to clean a whole bunch of it up. That's just how I am. So I'm just gonna do this with a piece of scrap paper and then I won't have to clean up underneath. It's gonna get on the side a little bit because I'm gonna hang over, but I don't want it way, way over the edge. Isn't that pretty? Let's do some more colors. I'm sitting here doing this, having so much fun and thinking of all these brilliant people that come up with all these brilliant tools like the pouncers. And I mean, come on, this is so cool. It really makes this fun. I'm a person who has avoided stencils because I don't like the mess, right? But this kind of takes that out. I don't really have to worry about that as much here. The pouncers are so cool too. I didn't even put this one back in the ink. I'm just using what was left over on it because I didn't really mind if it was a little bit lighter. I thought that'd be cool at the top. So there's that. So you get a lot of use out of your ink in those. All right, the big reveal. I know you want to see as much as I do. Here we go. We're going to peel this guy out. I am using my pokey tool to help me lift it, but I'm not poking into the surface. It's important you don't do that. See how well this sticks? Look at that. Come on. Look how perfect that stencil is. And all I got to do now is clean this off with a little bit of squeaky clean. Or sometimes I'll find that I have to use like an alcohol to clean it on stencils. That sometimes happens. All right, same thing here. I'm going to use this to, I'm going to lift the edge up here. And then what I've been doing is taking my pokey tool and laying it behind it to kind of help it lift at an even, you know, kind of even, and I don't get any warping that way. Look at that. Come on, this makes me want to do so much more of this. It's so fun. And I just think this tool is going to be one of my faves. I haven't even taught Shannon how to use this yet. Just wait. She hadn't even got to play. She's been so busy today. Just wait. All right, let's clean off what we did get on. Okay, I'm going to use my lint-free cloth. That's what I like to use. You can hear I'm scrubbing pretty good. But look at that. And then it's ready for the next time. Let's do the stencil. Also, if you're wondering, I'm using my glass board. So that's why I don't mind spraying directly onto my work surface like this, because it goes right onto my glass board. Now you can see a lot of times my inks will stain my stencils, but if I use a little hand sanitizer, and I don't know if this is recommended, but it's what I find is working. If I use a little hand sanitizer on there and then come back at it, that really takes the color off. If somebody's warned you not to do it, don't do it. But that's what I've been doing lately. And it really cleans it up well. And I don't know if y'all know this about me, but I have a thing about hand sanitizer. I love it. I love the smell of it, and I like to use it. So that's just another reason for me to use it. Isn't that strange? I don't know. Some people like things like that, right? Okay, so pretty clean. There may be a little bit of color left on there, but I love it. So that is using our stamp wheel to stencil, at least, you know, the simple way. I don't do a whole lot of like layering and, you know, really detailed stencils yet. This might change my mind. I think it's so cool. All right, I wanted to bring that to you. I did the first video showing you how I used it to make the wreath, how to stamp with it, and now I'm showing you stencils. Let me know what else you want to see. Have you seen somebody do something cool you want to see me try? Because that's how I learn. I love that. Hey, thanks so much for being here. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Also, if you get one of these and you play with it and make something, show it to us on our customer gallery at MaymayMadeIt.com or on our Facebook group called Maymay Made It, and so did I. We love to see what you guys do, and that's a great place to show us. Thanks so much for being here today, and until next time, bye now.